Someone recently asked if I ever screw up royally, so I just did. We recorded this entire conversation here already without sound.
So now we're gonna have the same conversation.
We have literally half an hour of video because this is gonna get edited into much shorter vlog, but there was half an hour recording, at least, maybe even longer, and we had so much fun. I made funny mistakes and everything. Everything was beautiful and natural. No sound. So
hold on, let me get this.
That's how I mess up royally sometimes. Wizyta w szpitalu numer 1654 dzisiaj. A przynajmniej takie mam odczucie. So today was just an AKG. How did it go?
I guess it went fine.
When do you know the results?
I think that she'll just call us if there's anything wrong. I can see them online too.
But you don't feel like there's anything wrong, right?
My heart feels pretty good.
Here comes my laptop again. I mean, you guys didn't see it because there's no sound, so it's not again. To you, it's for the first time. Let's go. The point is, we have a great small world story for you guys today. Because we're fascinated with small world stories, right?
Yeah, we love asking people their small world stories because everybody has one and sometimes they're remarkable.
I'm sorry, the fan. I cannot do it without the fan because Hurricane Florence is giving us a break. It's actually sunny outside and also the humidity is back. So, fan, now we're better. Let's go. You said everybody has one. I interrupted you, sorry.
Everyone has one and sometimes they're fascinating. We have one that was so fascinating to us that we want to actually make a film about it because every time, well, when I first heard it, I got chills and other people did. And that is how powerful a small world story can be. It's just incredible the things that you hear, the connections.
Yes, because there's billions of people in the world, and to think that all these coincidences can actually happen is just mind-blowing. You have billions of people in the world, and then it's like 1 in a million chance or something crazy like that. If you actually calculated the odds, there would be just like winning a lottery.
A connection somehow.
And yet those things happen. So here's what happened to us just recently, and we felt it was one of those so rare that we just have to talk about it.
We were in the hotel in Iceland on the layover on the way to Poland, and David realized that he had forgotten the cord for his drone charger, which meant that he couldn't charge the drone to fly an incredible flight to show all of these incredible landscapes.
It's recommended to have batteries discharged for the flight. Any lithium-ion powerful batteries should be discharged for when you're flying. So that's what I did. We arrived to Iceland, no power cord that goes from the charger to the outlet to charge the drone batteries. Obviously, we're in Iceland, there's all these amazing landscapes, you want to fly the drone, you can't charge the batteries. Problem.
So David went to the front desk to see if they could help us find a shop or something that would have one of these cords, and they said it was actually a shopkeeper's holiday that weekend, or like the assistant's holiday.
So
all the stores were closed.
The first time I went to the front desk was on the night we arrived, and I'm thinking this is a very common power cord. Like every printer has that, you know, even coffee makers sometimes. No cord available in the hotel. They even laughed at me that I asked them to borrow one from their printer. They're like, we cannot disconnect our printer, you know, go away. So I decided to try again next morning. There was a different person in the front desk, so I said maybe I'll have better luck with them. And this was the day when there was the you know, store assistant holiday in the whole of Iceland. So all stores closed in the area. We can just go in store and buy that cord. The cord would probably be like $3, but we just can't get
not
it.
in Iceland.
Okay, maybe it will be 7.5 in there, but we still just can't get it. And the new person at the front desk says, you know, I don't have one like that, but our maintenance guy will be back in 20 minutes. Why don't you come back then? They may have one.
And then once again, you saw the maintenance guy and you immediately knew he was Polish, and you start talking in Polish and form a friendship, and he just gave you the freaking cord.
Well, this way we met Richard and Jadwiga, really awesome couple. They happened to work at the hotel where we were staying, and because people leave things behind, they had a bunch of those cords, just exactly what we needed. So they simply gave us one. They said, here it is, enjoy. And I'm like, you're a lifesaver. You just saved the day. You know, without you, we wouldn't be able to charge those drone batteries. Now we can. Now we can fly the drone. You guys already saw that footage because it was in the 2 previous movies we made from Iceland on this channel. So you can go back and watch them. You know, all these shots wouldn't have happened if we didn't have that damn cord. So now fast forward to when
we're in Poland.
Yes,
right?
when we are in Poland already. This was, I guess, a few weeks ago. We get this comment on the vlog. The comment is from Greg. Here we have to mention that we don't know about too many people that watched all the videos on our channel, but Greg did. He just wrote this, and it's absolutely mind-blowing to us that someone would go through all the videos on our channel, because
it's like over 90 hours of videos.
We calculated it's over 90 hours of video content on the channel already. So to watch all that is just absolutely amazing. You have to obviously be doing this over a period of time.
What do you think when you hear someone has watched every single video?
I don't know. It's just I can't even describe how I feel. I
do
know
you feel
this person.
Happy that you made them?
Yes. I mean, I feel happy that someone is this engaged with our channel. We made some content that is valuable enough for a person to go through all of it.
So there's one barrier. First of all, the guy was engaged and interested enough that he wanted to go through it. And then the second barrier is to actually leave a comment and tell us about that, because there might be other people that do that, but they don't mention it. So then he left this comment, and to us, that makes us feel really good when we get comments
it's
like that.
An absolutely amazing feeling. We can't even begin to tell you how much we appreciate that.
And you said before that when you read this, you want to get to know those people because you feel like they know us so well.
I absolutely do want to meet this person in real life, and I hope we will one day, because I feel like they know us very well at this point. I mean, you have to. You watch 90 hours of content of someone's life, you feel like you're their friend. You know them so well. Okay, so we get this comment from Greg when we are in Poland, and then on our way back from Poland we have this same kind of layover in Iceland again. It's like a day and a half of time to explore Iceland. We planned this, and we go back to the same hotel. We meet with Richard and Jadwiga, you know, have breakfast with them, or we met them at breakfast again. And
we brought him a little something to thank him for the favor.
Absolutely.
And then they gave us stuff like all this chocolate candy from Poland.
Right. So I mean, it was just a
this tells you about this incredible people that they were so nice to us.
We just felt like there's good friendship there. We don't have any footage with them because as much as we want to show you guys all our adventures, it's just impossible to have the camera
also,
on 24/7.
Sometimes you feel intrusive when someone's just doing you a favor and being nice.
It's like you just don't want to film like every single thing in your life. Some things are just private. We didn't know that was part of the story back then, but now that the story revealed itself to us, we just want to talk about it. So should we get to the point? You get to the point.
So the next thing that happened, we came home and Greg writes.
We came back to US.
Yes, and Greg writes us a message and said this crazy thing happened. He said, "My parents saw that I liked your page on Facebook. We are going somewhere, and they said oh, I see that you liked the page of our friends that we met. And he's like, what are you talking about? The friends that you met in Iceland.
As you guys now suspect already, Greg is the son of this couple that we met in Iceland. And the important thing to mention is that this was completely unrelated. When he was watching all the videos on our channel and writing this comment, he had no idea we met his parents in Iceland. So this is just insane.
He just found the channel somehow or other, got interested enough that he even cared to watch these videos, and at the same time he's watching these videos, because he wrote this at the end of that, we're meeting his parents. Isn't that weird?
I know, it's just
like the universe is connecting
super
people.
Crazy. The way this happened for them is when you like somebody or something on Facebook and you're friends with the person, it shows that, you know, it shows to his parents, Facebook shows to his parents that Greg liked our page. So they're like, well, we saw that you liked our friend's page. And he's like, what friends? What are you talking about? So they had no idea that this was all going on at the same time. Neither did we. And that's the small world
He's
story.
probably like, parents stalking my Facebook feed again. And at the same time, it was totally weird, random coincidence.
So we just thought this was worth telling you guys
about. This is one of our favorite things, like we said earlier, small world stories. So if you have a small world story like this, please leave it in the comments, because I find them incredibly interesting.
Yes, let us know about yours. So a lot of stuff that goes in the comments left by other people kind of goes unnoticed most of the time for you guys. But we can bring it to light and we can tell you about it. So if you guys have a cool small world story, share it with us, let us know. Write us a message on Facebook or leave it in the comments under this video, and we can talk about it in the channel. And
the next time you're at dinner and nobody has anything to talk about, then you should totally bring up the small world stories business, because everybody has one and they're so fascinating to go around and hear everybody.
Yes, we have a few more which might be a good subject for another time. For today, this is it. Thank you guys so much for watching today. Thank you for your time, attention, your subscriptions, and your likes. We'll see you in 3 days. Look. What? 3 seconds left on this card. It's ending right now.
Really? You could just go in a store and buy some like crappy little mass-produced paperweight. Or in Iceland, you can just reach out the door. Or in Iceland, you can just reach out the door and just grab this rock that is like millions of years old, or thousands, I don't know.